Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a very special guest. This is Aubrey.
Hi.
Aubrey is a stylist at the salon that I work at, and she was my assistant for about 9 months?
I think so, 6 to 9 months. Yeah.
9 months. Yeah. So today I thought it would be a great video to have her come in and talk about what to do when you are wanting to be an assistant, and also for a stylist, the things that you should look for when it comes to an assistant. So, Aubrey, tell us about yourself.
I'm Aubrey. I have been a stylist for 6 years, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I was at 2 different salons before I came to the studio. I started at a salon out here, and the stylist didn't want to teach me anything. I was more so the person that was just washing hair, and that wasn't for me. And then I worked at another salon for about a year, same area. And I did learn some stuff there, but it wasn't the vibe that I was looking for to be with for the rest of my life kind of thing. So I actually ended up quitting my job, and I didn't know what I was going to do. And then Madison had reached out to me and said that she was looking for an assistant. So I jumped on it, and I've been here ever since.
So, we've really talked about how it is important to have non-negotiables when you get out of school, because I think you get so excited to start working in a salon that you forget what you actually want out of a salon. And even though you are looking for a job and you just want experience, it's important to know what you are not willing to budge on, whether that means the vibe of the salon or we have a baby here, so we love babies at our salon. We have like whatever those non-negotiables are, and I thought it would be really good to ask Aubrey what her non-negotiables were and how she realized that the salons that she was at were not for her, just in case you're in a similar position and if you want to take the plunge to get out of your current salon. So what would your 3 non-negotiables be for you specifically, but good advice for someone looking to find their non-negotiables?
The first one would be being able to be your own human, but also like being able to be your own artist, like being able to wear what you want to wear and having tattoos and piercings and stuff like that. And then the second one would be vibing with your, I really like the word vibing lately, vibing with your coworkers, because if you don't like your coworkers, then it's gonna rub off on your hair and your job, and that's just not, it's not cute. And then the third one would be really finding somebody that wants to teach you and to help you learn and to help grow as a stylist.
Those are really good ones. For me, when I first got out of school, I had no non-negotiables, and I went straight into a salon. I was so excited, and literally it was, and I decided I didn't want to be an assistant, which I think we have very different perspectives. She got out of school and she was an assistant for a little bit, and then I never was. And I really wish I would have had someone that like had my back in those situations, because you kind of feel like you're floating around. Like you should know what you're doing, but you're not going to tell anybody that you don't, because you don't want them to like make fun of you or to talk badly about you. So I would say, looking back, I wish my non-negotiables were finding someone to assist for that like has confidence in me and didn't just want me to be there because they were confident and they were like, oh, I can teach anybody anything, but they really saw like potential in me. 2, someone who was willing to like invest in like my heart and like who I was as a person, because I think you can have someone that could teach you all the ways of like how to be a good hairdresser, but like we both had huge growth where like she assisted, like we bounced off, and we would sit, we would have Bible studies together and just like really develop who we were as people. And I think they were very vital in making both of us the stylists that we are. And then 3, I'm thinking of a boss right now. Honesty. Someone who like you don't have to question everything that they're saying and whether or not they're being honest about not only their personal life but they're formulas about their clients, because that can make you really jaded when you're at work, when like you've heard a story about someone and then you meet them and you're like, oh my boss ain't telling the truth. So I would say those would be my 3 non-negotiables now. So the next thing we want to talk about is stylist assistant etiquette, because I think that gets, what are you laughing at? You're laughing at me?
I just made a weird face.
No, you did. Did she make a weird face?
I
did. Okay, Madison, when you're like editing this, screenshot the face and just zoom in. Dink. Bing. Now we're going to talk about stylist assistant etiquette. And I think it's important when you pick an assistant and when you pick the stylist that you're going to assist for, what that relationship is going to look like. And so the assistant doesn't overpower the stylist, but the stylist doesn't, I hate to use this word, but like push down the assistant, what that etiquette looks like. So for us, I felt like you were a great assistant, because you were able to like chime in when you wanted, but you also like didn't, you allowed me to have an appointment with someone.
Yeah. Yeah.
And did you feel like that helped our relationship a lot, doing that?
Yeah, absolutely. When I worked at the other salon, one of the stylist was cutting hair one time, and I was like just standing back and wasn't saying anything, and you know, she was having a conversation with her client and I literally wasn't saying one word, and she's like, you can go wash towels now. And like, Madison has never ever said that to me, like, and when Madison was like doing colors or, you know, a haircut or whatever, I could ask a question, but I'd be like, I wouldn't interrupt your guys' conversation kind of thing. Like, I would more so ask it afterwards, or like when the conversation kind of paused for a little bit. And like the whole thing about conversations with your client, you do kind of have to be on the back burner a little bit, because you don't want to interfere with your stylist or you and your client's personality relationship, but also you want to build a relationship with your client also, just in case something happens to Madison where she couldn't do hair or something like that, where you already had that build up connection with that client, but also not overpower you.
That's a really good point. So when you think about like an assistant, for me, when I brought her on, it was because I knew that my books were getting too full, and I wanted to have someone that I could trust, that I know I could send any one of my clients to, and Aubrey would be able to fulfill their service. Did you just pull your hair? Fulfill their service. And a big tip for like assistants, the more that you are in the salon and the more that the clients see you, the more likely they are to eventually book with you.
Yeah.
So if she was just like my assistant that kind of came and go and just was around periodically, there's no way that any of my clients would trust her, because a lot of times when I would be doing clients, I would ask her, so what do you think?
Yeah.
What toner should we use? I would make her answer the questions before I told her what to do. And it made the clients so comfortable with her, because she was already, she was doing the work with me.
Yeah, and it made me more confident too, like knowing that I knew Madison's formulas even before she even mixed up her formula.
Oh, and there would be very small amount of times where I was thinking something different, but there were a significant amount of times where I've been like, that's a good choice, we're going with that one.
Yeah.
Like it just became a very,
we bounced off each other,
like one person type of thing. So we want to also touch base on how long she was here during the day, and like what her as an assistant it looked like for me. So I made sure that she had her own key, so she could be here before I was here and here until when I leave. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I like to be here for like when Madison, I got here sometimes before Madison and like kind of set up, and just so she didn't have to do it every day, like cut the foils and made sure we had all the color that we needed for the day. And I was here until that last client left, and I was, you know, sweeping up after that client left, and I felt like that helped our relationship too, because it wasn't just Madison doing all the work, like I was helping do the dirty work too, and yeah.
even though the first week I didn't let her do a thing.
No, I couldn't touch any of the hair.
No, she literally came in and sat on the couch, and I was like, we're gonna like vibe for a second. The word she's vibing. We're gonna vibe for a second. And then she looked, Madison, you have to let me do something. And I'm like.
So finally I pushed her out of the shampoo bowl, and I was like, okay.
Let me shampoo.
Let me do this.
All my clients were like, I love when Aubrey shampoos. I'm like, way to tell me that I suck at shampooing. Thank you. But like, she was like the shampoo queen. We have little Elsie in here right now, and so if you hear a goo goo and gagaing, hi. Do you want to come say hi to the camera? Hi, baby. Oh. Hi, baby. Hi. You ready? Come here. Oh, we were not going to throw the baby. You want to say hi? Say hi, sweet girl. This is Elsie. Look.
Elsie, look.
Say hi. Hi. You gotta give me a smile.
Good job.
Yay! So if you hear goo goo and gagaing, this is Elsie.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the channel.
Her mom's behind going. You ready to go back to Mama's? You want to do a little jump? Oh. 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 Now we just kind of want to go over what tasks look like for an assistant. It's different for every salon, but I really wanted Aubrey to be able to be as hands-on as possible because I wanted to transition her eventually to taking on some of my clients that now are her, like we can intermix. Like if she can't get someone in, I can get them in and vice versa. So what were some of the tasks that you wanted to make sure that you got done every single day when you were here?
I definitely wanted to make it easier on Madison, so like I mixed up the bleach or any of the colors or anything like that, and sweeping and just kind of keeping things tidy, and then washing the bowls. I know it sounds so silly, but like bowls can get, you know, piled up back there, and it's just easy to just wash them right afterwards, especially even if you had it for the assistant. And then what? Oh, like I helped Madison highlight a lot or do balayage or anything like that. I helped her do some of the formula so like we could knock a color out like that and get more clients into the day.
Yeah, and I loved that. Like honestly.
And blow drying, like that was our thing. We killed it on blow drying.
That was so much fun.
Yeah.
Honestly, if we could charge like double what we both charge right now and just work together all that, we probably would because it literally made life so much easier. And I think you got so quick, not only like watching me do my techniques, you being hands-on. She picked up on ASAP, so in 9 months she was taking her own clients and she has not been back. She's not been, until this video where I'm like, you want to do a video on assisting with me? But thanks for joining us today. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was.
If you like it, let us know. We'd love to do series like this. We have so many stories we could tell you guys, and like more babies we could bring in. You maybe can meet Kins one day, her little girl. She's crazy. And thank you for coming, Aubrey. This was so fun. And let us know if you want to see anything next. Bye.
I don't feel awkward with you here.
Okay. You don't feel awkward in front of the camera.
Well, I did at first, but
I recorded it because I wanted a blooper. This is the real her. She's like, I don't feel awkward. Come here, darling.
Elsie, get it, girl. Yeah, get it, girl.
Hi, baby. Hi, baby.
You're so cute.